Together, let's embark on a scientific exploration of yoga, where you are the scientist, your heart is the laboratory, and you are the outcome. Welcome to Meditate with Daaji. This week we will continue to put questions to Daaji. We have been receiving lots of questions from the viewers, and we have attempted to put similar questions together and put them in front of Daaji. Let's all try and make use of the wisdom and guidance of Daaji as he answers these very common questions that come to all of us. So let's start the question-answer session, and after that, like always, we will meditate with Daaji. The first question for Daaji is, how can we develop love for a God who has no form and no mind?
How to love an invisible entity. Only answer that comes to my heart at this moment is, before marriage, especially with girls, they have not even seen their husband. When they are 8 years old, 10 years old, 15 years old, 20 years old, they have yet to see their husband. They don't know whom they will get married. Yet, they fall in love with the future husband. Even before seeing, they start entertaining. They make a doll and say, oh, this is my darling, this is my husband. They fantasize. So, having not seen God in a form, we begin with the known qualities related to God that we have heard so far. And we try to make it a reality by faking about it. They say in English, fake it till you make it. Artificially also, at bedtime, be very genuine about it, be authentic about it and say, God, I don't know you. Since I don't know you, I don't even know how to love you. But one thing for sure, I would like to know you, I would like to love you. And whatsoever experience you'd like to bestow upon me, I am prepared. And if possible, present such an attitude full of prayers and shed 2 or 3 tears from your eyes and say, God, I really, really like to feel your presence. And I would like to remain connected with your essence and see what happens.
The second question for Daaji is, how does a God who has no mind respond to the prayers of devotees?
It is not about reaction of God actually. Love aspect, or even complaining aspect, or disliking God. It is not about how God will respond. It is all about how our heart melts in the whole process. That melting itself is a great response. Surrendering also. Do you think that when you surrender to God, as Lord Krishna says, Sarve dharman parityajya mamekam saranam braja. When we completely abide with Saranagati, do you think God will also match that Saranagati? He doesn't have to. Without His love, we would not have been even existing. So the question of responding from His side does not arise at all. It is how we respond to His already given love to us. how we melt our heart, how we take Saranagati. It is the act of Saranagati to the entire existence, not only to God. Meaning total acceptance of whatsoever may happen in our life. Be grateful to God and say, thank you, my Lord. Thank you for having created these circumstances. Most of us, they crave for the happiness in the future. Nothing wrong with it. If you had some level of happiness or joy or luxury in the past, let us see if it was X. We always seem to expect incremental. X means sometime, oh, let it be 2x, let it be 3x, let it be 10x. But the wiser people have always reflected on the past. What has made them? If you really want to transform your life for good, see how you have changed in the past, what circumstances were there that prompted you to change your life, your lookout on life, and what you became out of those circumstances. That does not mean that we should pray for miseries and troubles, because they are the only thing that really makes us. But whatsoever come our way, take it and see how you thrive and how you mutate and how you transform your life around those circumstances without fighting. Fighting against a circumstance is never going to help us. In fact, if we fight, we'll keep fighting and not learn anything out of that circumstance. Observe, see what happens as a result of these new circumstances, which may not be so palatable. All these questions of transformation and God's response are around only this: if I love, how much love will I get in return from God? We are always transacting. We donate 10 rupees or 10,000 rupees or 10 crores, and we expect much greater. This transaction must be avoided because it only shows your greed and nothing else. In temples also, why do we throw money? We don't even give respectfully, we throw money in the temples. Do you think God needs your money? That Murti needs your money? What will Nirjiva Murti can do with that money or your ornaments or gold? Nothing whatsoever. But the very act of sharing all that money as well as your ornaments, do you think God will receive in the heavens or wherever He is? If He has a form, He will use it. It doesn't have a form. Who uses all the money that you give and ornaments you throw in temples? Think over it. It goes to the trustees, and you don't even know who they are and how they are spending. Priests, and they live their life apparently so much in a simple way, but do they really? They may be having no shirt, only dhoti as a priest in the temple. But what about the hours when they are not in the temple? Have you seen all those things? So let's not have any transaction with our worshipable gods and goddesses. Best is to adore, revere, and make that divine life. Instead of moving towards such places, make your life divine. Make your shariram, your body, as a tirtham for God. Then you don't have to run from one tirtha to another tirtha, because you are yourself a noble tirtham. Try to create that within. And heartfulness practices are all geared towards purifying our entire system, so that God can make a permanent abode in our heart. Thank you.
Now, let's all meditate with Daaji.
You all know how to meditate, and perhaps some of you do not really know how to meditate and joining us for the first time. This is how we meditate. Heartfulness way of meditation. It's very simple. Feel relaxed. Remove all the distractions if you might have. Something like phones. And focus on the presence of divine light in our heart. Think that this divine light is attracting your attention inward, and retain this thought as long as you can. If by chance you happen to move away from this noble idea, when you're overwhelmed by so many thoughts, just remind yourself that right now I am meditating on the presence of divine light. That's all. Please make a note of how you felt. Let's write our observations.
Thank you for joining us on this episode of Meditate with Daaji. See you again next week.